You know, and that's a little bit creepy. If you come over here, it looks like this is the remnants of a camp. You've got the boots in the shopping cart there. And then down over this way is the trail we came in on. You can see the remnants. Quite a few people use this log. And then you got this little atrium, I call it. And then that's how I initially came in. But let's follow these paths for a while. This is kind of something I wasn't going to do any filming today. I've only got the cell phone. The GoPro's at home. And yet I always seem to find something interesting. Let's go right first. Because the Cherry Creek Trail's right down that direction, so... I think that leads us back to where we've already been. So let's go this way. And this looks just like it leads us up and connects with that other path up here. Okay, so there's a garbage can. And I think if you come around... Oh, there's a path going right that way. We'll follow that. Yeah, this goes up right behind people's property. I have a feeling this garbage can, they probably don't know that it's down here. Shall we look inside? Pillows. So let's go back into this thicket real fast. Okay, so that's where we started. So now we're proceeding west. To our direct south, like on the other side of those trees, is the actual Cherry Creek bike trail, but this is like a little gully here. And the gully goes a couple different directions, it looks like, and then we can go that way. So it looks like that direction there just leads to the street, because I see headlights? No. Let's explore the gully, guys. I've got about 20 more minutes worth of memory on this phone here. So the gully splits off up here. Well, this is pretty cool. That terrain looks real rough and tough down there, guys. Ow. And it doesn't look like there's anything too interesting down this part of the gully. There's someone's house. Go over here. There's like these railroad trusses here, and it looks like this maybe used to be some sort of actual pathway through this area. Let's see where we branched off. So I know we're on the other side of the gully now, so the gully's right there. Should we take a quick gander at what's up this side of the gully before we move on? Looks like some rough terrain down there, some trees blocking the path. And then the area with the trellis looped us back around to this little hidden trail up over here. And then we split off again, going back down towards the actual bike path. You have that weird mound there. Looks like they buried part of a radioactive village there if you're in the mode for stalker. And we get down here. This is where the railroad trellises are, so we must have gone around that side. These stocky plants over there. Someone has walked up here. You can see. It looks like they just kind of came over to this area. Maybe they were hanging out by these trees. Or maybe they went this way. You got like this group of trees over here, which looks like it doesn't have any actual trails into it, but it has seen some activity from people such as myself. I'd really like to get back onto the actual little pathway through here, and it looks like this is it, right along this little gully on the north side that kind of separates the houses. Like, once again, see, there's a trail that goes off this way, and it just kind of ends right here. I mean, you can see Then it kind of goes up this way, I guess. There's people that have been up through here. Not recent enough to have left any footprints in the snow. But it looks like people just kind of come up into this area and hang out up over here. You got some, looks like stinging type of plant over there, which is something you would want to avoid. None of this wildlife's particularly useful to us in any survival capacity out here besides maybe the wood. But there's nothing really edible or useful that I can see. And if maybe you can identify something on the video that I'm missing, feel free to let me know. So you got the gully over there. Aha, see? We're not the only person that found these little hidden footpaths. So what's this over here? So this looks like access to the street. So yeah, this is just access, and that's where that gully ends. We've got this log over here. It's actually fairly hot out today. I know it doesn't probably seem like it should be. You got all this dead brush back here, and it looks like more street access, like you could go up into an alleyway that way. Yeah, it looks like this little secret trail will take you up that way. So then we go back down over here. And this actually looks like an actual footpath. So that's the trail we came out of. And then this is the actual Cherry Creek Trail here, over on that side. So that was that little thicket of hidden trails here along the Cherry Creek Trail itself. We're on a new trail. As you know, though, we'll be back to the Platte River Trail. I just live across town now, and I live closer to this one than the Platte. It's my day off, and I want to go exploring, so I figured why not come to this little area instead. Because look at it, it's fucking beautiful. So now we're back on the main part of the trail here. And that says that's going to take us to the Wheat Ridge Central Bikeway. Or we can continue on the Clear Creek Trail. I vote we go take a look on the bridge. And then since this was an entirely unplanned episode anyway, I'll let you guys go. Maybe. If we keep fighting these little hidden pathways, we'll just keep exploring them. So this one's going to take us down by the actual creek. And compared to the Platte River, guys, this is like paradise up here. This creek is so clean and so pristine compared to the goddamn Platte River. So that's going to take us back into civilization, surprisingly. But here we are down by the bridge. And I mean, look at this water, guys. It makes even Cherry Creek seem like a complete hunk of garbage. And it even smells good, folks. And this is how a river should look. So if you guys don't have any context, I mean, I see a piece of litter down here, and that's definitely not good. Someone actually used that to smoke some sort of marijuana type thing out of it. Probably crack. There's another little gully. This is how a river should look, folks. In this case, I don't know. I'm assuming that everyone has seen a clean river and they don't need me to provide them context, but so if we continued for 7 miles, we would eventually end up in Golden, Colorado, which is where I thought about going to today. But this is a lot closer. So the bike path's over there, but I think this is a much more scenic route down here on this little pathway. I've got new non-tabby boots, so I'm trying to break them in. We've got 2 paths. They basically look like they lead the same place. So let's just continue down this way. I've got a couple pictures for the Instagram up here too. That's why I really need to start bringing the GoPro with me, because I really would like to get pictures for both, but with just the camera, we're kind of limited. And then there you've got a place where the water washes down. If you were looking for gold, you're probably too far down the mountain, but this would be the spot you'd want to do it, right here. You know, all in all, this just shows you why you gotta love the Rocky Mountains. Look at this anomaly over here. Like an exposed root system, but it just looks like some mutated zone plant life. And then you can see the creek goes down there. We've got this beautiful stretch of land across the creek there too, which is, I do believe, private property. And anyway, getting across the creek is not conducive to my agenda today. So, considering how little of an agenda I did have, and it looks like this trail kind of comes to an end on this side. It goes up into these thickets down here, and you can see a lot less foot traffic has been worn through here. Yeah, people just give up at this point. They don't normally, doesn't look like go into the thicket. Small groups do, though. You can see, I mean, let me teach you something about basic tracking of animals or human beings, okay? You see this little gully right here? This is worn down by not only the water that has come up in this area, but also by people. And see what we found? And that's how you track a human being, see? You just follow. Humans are very clumsy creatures, and they're not the best at providing themselves with good stealth while moving through objects like this, unless, oh, look at that nasty gully of water there, some toxic waste looking water. And now we tracked this person's camp down here, but imagine how much it must suck to actually live down here. I mean, that water is bubbling. Probably oxygen bubbles, I'd imagine, as it heats up, but how nasty. I mean, some toxic waste looking water, and it's just algae bloom. But now I can't tell if these trees were put here to provide the people that live down here with access to the little peninsula there, or if they are just fallen here by natural catastrophe, although I don't see any stumps. So yeah, here we are back on the actual trail, and then that over there just takes you by the nasty rancid creek. See, Cherry Creek's like on the other side of that. Well, I'd say we've covered the hidden trails that I've seen so far. We're getting out of this kind of rough patch and into actual civilization. Looks like someone put a bunch of firewood over there. You've got like another little gully. Yeah, it looks like they've knocked all those trees over, or drug all the trees over there to provide themselves with access to the little peninsula over there. Matter of fact, remember what I said about tracking? And you can see right over here that where the creek kind of goes under there, not only have people gone that way, but people have also gone onto this sea right over to here. And then you can see they just wind their way through a couple different ways, but this is the main highway, baby. Right through here and right over there. Because humans are very destructive, and when they travel through an area, they tend to just trample everything down, and the more they go through, the more destruction that they cause. Wow. There's the creek. And let's just follow the path out of here, see? So hey, we discovered some pathways. I showed you how to hunt to a degree. There's way more involved than that. But I expect you to find me a human being now, since I've taught you how. And who knows, other animals may come through here too and cause these. Looks like a beaver dam there. Well, you know how destructive the beavers are. Although I doubt they drug this wooden pallet over to here. Alright. And then here we are. Looks like we've got one more hidden trail, 11 minutes on the phone. Let's do it. Hello, sorry to bother you down here. Just doing some photography. Thank you so much. Enjoy the sun. All right. So there you are, folks. That's the last of these little hidden pathways down here by Cherry Creek. And once again, if you come across someone's home, be respectful to them, folks. If I find out any of you are urban exploring and being rude to the people that live in the areas you go to, you can just unsubscribe from me, because that's not how we handle ourselves. All right. We're at the end of the line, guys, for today, perhaps. I mean, I have to cut myself off. I don't have very much phone left. So here we are, and I'm willing to bet there's people living under here. Surprisingly not. Guess it's not that great of a place to live. So, lots of graffiti under there. But, a good spot to wrap up today's episodes, guys. Thank you so much for joining us on the Grizzled Survivor Show. As always, go to the Instagram, go to the Patreon, go to the Facebook, tell all your friends and enemies that you like our show, and happy survival, everyone. I'll see you all later. Alright, folks, I've only got 6 minutes. But I found this. This is still on the Cherry Creek Trail. This takes us like clear around the back end. There's like these little footbridges. And like this primordial looking forest, there is some sort of creature over there. It's a squirrel. Couldn't tell what it was. See, there's trails all over here, guys. I could get hours of video from this area alone. And we're not the only people who have come down here, but I got a rock in my boot. And this just reminds me of the zone. Some quiet area. And we're stalking through, especially with the power line right there. That's a good juxtaposition of nature. This very old world forest here, you know, almost reminds me of the forest of Poland or Ukraine. And then you've got the power lines just running through. And now we're on the back end of the trail here. I don't have a whole lot of time to record after our little romp through the first set of secret trails, but we're definitely going to be back. As you can see, there's trails all over the place here. And then I think we'll wrap up this little bonus clip I have here with this little